Pagani, the hypercar brand that turns cars into art. What if I told you there's a car company that doesn't just build hypercars, it builds machines that look like they belong in a museum? A company where speed is only part of the story, where a single car can take years to create, and where almost every detail is designed like a piece of art. This is Pagani, and once you understand what goes into a Pagani, you'll realize these aren't ordinary supercars. The story begins with Horacio Pagani, a man obsessed with lightweight materials, engineering, and design. His dream was simple but incredibly ambitious: create the ultimate combination of performance and art. That dream eventually became Pagani Automobili, and the world would never look at hypercars the same way again. One of the cars that made Pagani legendary was the Zonda. Its design was unlike almost anything else on the road, with exposed carbon fiber, dramatic curves, an aggressive rear end, and an exhaust system that looked like it belonged on a race car. But the Zonda wasn't just about looking spectacular. It delivered serious performance while maintaining the craftsmanship Pagani became famous for. Then came the Huayra. Named after Huayra, the Andean god of wind, the Huayra was designed around one thing: controlling airflow. Its active aerodynamic flaps could move to help the car respond to changing conditions, making the vehicle feel almost alive. And then there was the sound. Behind the driver was a powerful twin-turbo V12 engine, turning every acceleration into an experience rather than simply a number on a specification sheet. But here's what makes Pagani truly different. Look inside a Pagani, and you'll find details that most manufacturers would never spend this much time creating. Exposed carbon fiber, beautifully machined metal, intricate switches, leather, stitching, and mechanical components are all arranged with incredible attention to detail. Even something as simple as a switch can look like a miniature piece of jewelry. Pagani doesn't seem interested in making a car that blends into traffic. It wants you to stop, stare, and ask yourself, what am I looking at? And then came the Utopia. The name itself tells you everything. Pagani wanted to create a car centered around the pure driving experience. Instead of chasing every modern trend, the Utopia embraced elements enthusiasts love: a powerful V12, a traditional manual transmission option, dramatic styling, and an interior filled with mechanical beauty. The result is a hypercar that feels almost rebellious in an industry racing toward complete electrification. But there's something else that makes Pagani special: exclusivity. You don't simply walk into a showroom and casually order one like an ordinary luxury car. Production is extremely limited, and each vehicle represents an enormous amount of craftsmanship. For collectors, owning a Pagani isn't simply about owning something expensive. It's about owning something rare, something carefully constructed, and something that represents a very specific philosophy of automotive design. Think about it. Ferrari has racing heritage, Lamborghini has outrageous design, Bugatti has extreme performance and luxury, and Koenigsegg is famous for pushing engineering boundaries. But Pagani occupies a different space. Pagani asks a different question. What if a hypercar could be both an engineering masterpiece and a work of art? That's why seeing a Pagani in person can feel completely different from seeing one on a screen. The proportions, the carbon fiber, the tiny mechanical details, the sound of the V12, everything is designed to create an emotional reaction. And perhaps that's the real secret behind Pagani. It doesn't try to win every specification battle. It tries to make you feel something. In a world where cars are becoming increasingly digital, automated, and similar in some ways, Pagani continues to celebrate craftsmanship, mechanical beauty, and the connection between driver and machine. So here's the question. If you had the money to choose just one Pagani, which would you take? The legendary Zonda, the incredible Huayra, or the new Utopia? And would you actually drive it, or keep it protected as a collector's masterpiece? Tell me your choice in the comments. Because when it comes to Pagani, the question isn't simply, how fast is it? The real question is, how much would you sacrifice to own a piece of automotive art? Subscribe and share.